Behind me is Bentilee housing estate at Stoke-on-Trent, where on the night of the 2nd of September 1967 an extraordinary event occurred which was witnessed by a great many people, the alleged landing of an unidentified flying object.
Well, yes, there had been a lot of sightings around about Staffordshire in the autumn of 1967, and I think the climax was this Bentilee landing, which was something quite incredible as far as we were concerned.
The fact that a number of witnesses were quite worried and disturbed by what had occurred convinced us that something really strange had happened on that Saturday night in September 1967.
Well, it seemed like a saucer, you know, and then it changed in different colours. It changed like in a red, and then it come into like of a greenish colour, and then a blue.
It was then as the object started to glow, bright red, as if somebody had lit a bonfire in the middle of the field, and it spanned off the field. We could see the outline of it clearly, couldn't we?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Like a dome. But we couldn't see no doors, no nothing. But there was no heat. It was just a red glow, like a sunset.
And then when I did get frightened of it,
Yes,
when it dropped, and I shouted Malcolm for all I was worth, and of course
Nobody
disappeared.
replied.
Nobody
We couldn't
replied
hear.
back to us.
We couldn't even hear a bird. Everything was dead. And then there was a man standing behind us. And we turned round and he says, "Did you two see it?" We said, "Yes, we did see it, didn't we?"
Yes, definitely.
And he said, "Well, I was in the bedroom and we thought the fields were on fire because the bedroom was illuminated red." He says, "So I came down." He says, "I thought I was seeing things."
After the events described by Mrs. Stevenson and Mrs. Bowen, 4 of the local lads had seen the object come over and they went to investigate. Now, Malcolm, Mrs. Bowen, your mother, has described what they saw from the window of the house and from the street. What did you lads do after you'd seen it coming over?
Well, the rest of them run up and I just stayed there.
What did you see when it was coming over in the sky? What did it look like?
It was just like a ordinary saucer with a round sort of thing on the top. We just come across the fields and, you know, saw it in the sky. We thought it was an aeroplane at first till we all kept quiet, and we saw it going round, and then we said it couldn't be an aeroplane, and we didn't hear any sound. So it come over here, over the fields here, and it landed in this field here. It was red, and then we ran up and see what it was. And when we ran up, we couldn't see it, so we ran back down to where Malk was, and they walked across the fields with the police.
We got there, we met by a gang of children and 1 or 2 adults who informed us that they'd seen this glow in the sky travelling from east to west, or west to east, I can't remember exactly which, and that it had disappeared over the brow of the hill on the bank that we're facing. Anyway, we started climbing this bank, and I'll admit at first we got a little apprehensive, and we did send quite a few children back that were quite small, and as I say, we carried on. And
can you tell me why you sent your children back?
Well, like a good many more people, I suppose these things could happen. You don't, shall I put it this way, I don't actually believe in these things, but there again, I wouldn't disbelieve them. I can't prove it one way or the other, you see. And as I say, the parents of the children were so adamant that this thing had happened that, well, we thought we'd be on the safe side and send them back as best we could, like, you see. Anyway, we carried on to the top of the hill and could see no signs, travelled, I should say, a good half mile past the brow of the hill, saw nothing at all. But in the distance there is a public house that has got all yellow signs round it, you know, and a glass veranda, and I assumed that this, possibly lighting up for the first time during the night, could have been what they'd seen.
We saw a very bright glow, and it went up straight in the air, spinning round, and then about 10 to 12 seconds later, you know, it went out of sight. And a lady saw it over there and shouted, "Look, it's her taking off." and the police saw it and they didn't release it.
Then while me and Mrs. Boyne were at the bottom of the close, we saw the object in the sky going the same way as it had came. And the colours were glowing and it was going at a high speed.
We saw nothing at all like this, but as I say, this was supposed to have happened more or less as we were climbing the prow of the L, you see, and of course, unless it had got any height, we shouldn't have seen it, but they said they just saw it rise up and skim away into the distance towards our right, and as I say, personally I saw nothing, but I can't prove or disprove anything as regards it.
We couldn't find any explanation from the sources we'd contacted, air traffic controls, the police, things of that nature. And as people on the estate apparently wanted some explanation, in fact we wanted something as well, we thought we would go down to the Ministry of Defence in London. Well, we discussed in particular the Bentilee episode because this seemed to me to have a terrific amount of cogent evidence, a lot of independent witnesses. After covering a number of items regarding it, I then faced them with the bold question, well, gentlemen, do you think, in fact, what is described in this report actually did take place? The reply was, yes. Well, this somewhat surprised me, as I expected them to have a number of explanations up their sleeve. My next question was, well, what is the explanation? What were these objects, or this phenomena? And much to my surprise, they said, we have no idea. Well, my immediate reaction was to say, well, does this worry you? And they said, yes.
There is a particular case, in fact, in 1967, where an object was seen by Coast Guards in the south of this country. This was observed through binoculars, and an aircraft was sent up to investigate. The aircraft was reported to have flown round the object, described as dome-shaped. No one's going to tell me that this aircraft didn't take photographs. Afterwards, the Air Force denied that a plane had ever been sent up at all.
Hello. Is that Manchester Airport? Could I speak to the air traffic supervisor, please? Thank you.
Supervisor Air Traffic.
Oh, hello. This morning at about 11:30, I was up in North Derbyshire on the road goes from Congleton to Buxton, and I saw a very strange thing in the sky and low over the hills. Can you tell me if you know anything about it?
There's certainly nothing in our log about it.
It shook me rigid when I saw it.
Yeah, hang on a minute and I get the required form. Here we are. Unidentified flying objects. It's quite a long form and some of it might sound daft to you, but the Ministry of Defence insists on it.
Right.
You've got to tell me what it is first. The number of objects, the size, shape, colours, brightness, sound, smell even.
Right.
Now, what was it like?